So let's look at actually doing some calculations here. These are what we call nets. Okay, these are called nets. Nets are when you take a 3D object and you unfold it. That's what a net is. So these are some nets that we've looked at in class. All right, so these are some nets. So let's check these out. The first one says, name the figure and then find the total surface area. So first of all, we have to identify what kind of figure this is. So this figure right here is actually a pyramid, and it is a square pyramid. How do I know it's a square pyramid? It has one base that looks like a pyramid, and the rest of these are all triangles that connect at a unified vertex. Okay, so if I want to find the total surface area of a square pyramid, the total surface area of a pyramid is the area of the base plus 1/2 the perimeter of the base times the slant height. That's the total surface area for a pyramid. Well, this is a square. What's the area of my square? 25. So the area of my square is 25. So I'm going to plug in 25 for the area of the base plus 1/2. The perimeter of the base, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 20. And the slanted height is 8. So I do 25 plus 1/2 of whatever 20 times 8 is. 20 times 8 is 160. I'm going to kind of move down here. So I have 25 plus 1/2 of 160. 1/2 of 160 is 80. 80 plus 25 is 105. And that's 105 centimeters squared. Now again, how do I know that's a square pyramid? Because I would draw it like this. Okay, you would have your square base and then your triangles on the side. All right, let's look at the next one. This one right here is a triangular pyramid. Again, a pyramid, they all come together at one point at the vertex at the top. Here is your base. Okay, so since it's a pyramid, the surface area is going to be the area of the base plus 1/2 the perimeter of the base times the slant height. Now the area of the base, this is a triangle. What's the formula for the area of a triangle? Well, the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Well, my height is 15. My base is 20. And then divided by 2. So 2 times 15, 300, that's 150. So 150 is the area of my base. So I'm going to plug in 150 for the area of my base, plus 1/2. The perimeter of the base, which is 20, it's all marked congruent. See those markings? 20 plus 20 plus 20, so that's 60, times my slanted height, which is over here, which is 10. If I were to fold this up, the 10 is my slanted height. So I'm going to have 150 plus 1/2 of 600. So 300 plus 150 is 450 square millimeters. Okay, so those are the first two. Now let's look at the next one. Number 3 says you're wrapping a present in the shape of a tube, which is 12 feet long and has a radius of 2 feet. So I'm gonna draw this tube, right? Okay, I'm going to wrap this tube up, and it has a radius of 2 feet, and it has, it's 12 feet long, so 12 is the height, and it wants to know, is 175 square feet of wrapping paper enough? Well, we need to find the total surface area of the cylinder. It's a cylinder, so we're going to use the cylinder formula, okay? So this is a cylinder. So the surface area for a cylinder is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. So the surface area is going to be 2 pi, the radius is 2, the height is 12, plus 2 times pi times radius squared, which would be 4. So I'm going to add all that together. So I get 24, I get 48 pi plus 8 pi which is 56 pi. And I'm going to put that in my calculator. 56 pi. So the surface area of my cylinder is 175.93 square feet. Does 175 square feet give you enough wrapping paper? No. It's not enough. You need 175.93. That's almost a full extra square foot. You don't have enough. So that's the answer. All right, let's look at this one. What's this one? Well, we've got two opposite congruent bases. We've got two opposite congruent bases. So this is a triangular prism. Here are your bases. I always identify my bases first, okay? The surface area for a prism is 2b plus pH, right? 2b, b being the area of the base. What shape is my base? It's a triangle. So just like I did up here, I'm going to have to do base times height divided by 2 to find the area of my triangle. So I'm going to do that because I'm handy dandy like that. So the area is base times height divided by 2. So for my triangular base, okay, the height is 9. That tells me right there. The base is over here. It's 10 divided by 2. So 9 times 10 divided by 2 is 90 divided by 2. So the area of my base is 45. So let's go back up to the formula. So the surface area is going to be 2b, so 2 times 45, plus the perimeter of my base. Well, my base is 8 by 8 by 10, right? This triangle. So 16 plus 10 is 26. Times the height of my prism. And remember, what's the height? The height is the distance between the bases. So the height is 12. So I'm going to enter that in my calculator because I've got 90 plus 26 times 12. And that will give me 402 square centimeters. And that is your answer for the surface area total of the triangular prism. So hopefully you're getting the hang of this. We're going to do a couple more. We're going to do the first page and you can do the second. So what I have here now is I have a cylinder. I have a cylinder. So I'm going to use the cylinder. This is a cylinder. This is what the net of a cylinder looks like. That's a cylinder, okay? The surface area for a cylinder, remember, is 2 pi r squared, the two bases, plus 2 pi rh, the rectangle. In the cylinder, these are your bases, okay? So I'm going to plug in 2 times pi times radius squared, so 4.4 centimeters squared, plus 2 times pi times 4.4 times h. Now h, remember, is the distance between the bases, 7.2. So I have 4.4 squared times 2 times pi. That's 121.64. And then for this part, it's 2 times pi times 4.4 times 7.2, which is 199.105. So I'm going to add those two together. And that gives me a total of 320.69 centimeters squared. So that is the surface area of my cylinder. Let's do one more. I'm kind of under the gun on time. We'll do one more. We'll do a cone because we all love cones. Here's a cone. This is what a cone looks like. This is the net for a cone. All right, so for my cone, first of all, I'm going to call it a cone. The surface area, the total surface area for a cone is the pi r squared, which is your base, plus pi rl, which is your lateral, okay? So what I'm going to do is pi times, what's the radius? 3, pi times 3 squared plus pi times 3, which is my radius, times L. Remember, L is your slant height. That's 17. So my surface area is going to be 9 pi plus 51 pi, which equals 60 pi. So I have 9 pi plus 51 pi. So 60 pi, if I were to multiply that out, gives me 188.50, and that would be meters squared. So that gives you a snapshot of how to use surface area, find surface area using nets.